You.
Well, summer is a great time to relax and read a good book, no matter what your age. And we're lucky to have so many great authors right here in Hampton Roads. Joining us now is Joy Hooks, author of a brand new children's book called Erin's Magic Tree. Joy, welcome to the Hampton Roads Show.
Thank you for
having me. It is a
me.
pleasure having you here. Okay, tell me all about Erin's Magic Tree. How did this come about?
Well, back when my grandchildren were young, we would go to Princess Anne Park out near the farmer's market on Princess Anne Road in Virginia Beach, and we'd have little adventures. And at night, I would tell them nighttime stories. And I'd embellish it a bit, and each one of the grandchildren had a special pet. And this one in Erin's book is a little magic squirrel. And they go to the park and, you know, just have an adventure.
So you found a little magic squirrel out there. You named him Charlie, and then you put Erin and Charlie through a magic adventure. Tell me about the adventure in the book.
Okay, well, we have a big magic tree out there at the park, and it has a red magic door that you have to imagine. And as Charlie sees Erin come into the park, Nana goes to read a book, and Erin runs off to see Charlie. And he takes her to the magic tree and magically shrinks her down to his size. They go through the magic door, up into the tree to a limb. And every limb is a different adventure. And this one is a circus adventure. And they get to meet the clowns and the lions and tigers and elephants and have popcorn and cotton candy and just have a real nice time. And then when the adventure's over, Nana calls and tells Erin it's time to go home. So Charlie says, Erin, we have to go back down the tree. And he goes down the tree and takes his magic wand and makes her normal children's size.
Nice.
And then she runs back to Nana, to the car, and says, Nana, we had the most wonderful adventure. We ate popcorn, cotton candy, we fed the elephants, and we played with the clowns. It was so much fun. And she says, honey, we're at the park. There's no circus here. She said, yes, it is, Nana. We did. And there's Charlie waving at me on the fence right now. So it's a magical, imagination-filled little story.
Let's talk more about the imagination of a child. When they read this, or when you read it to a child, I guess their eyes just light up.
They do, and they put their own imaginations to it. And I mean, when you watch little children, they can make something out of nothing. They just have such imaginations, and they see stuff that isn't there that you don't see. And that's how I got started.
You know, Joy, I have two boys who are 14 and 16, and we'll see a squirrel and we'll name them. You know, we'll see an animal and we'll name it. So the imagination never ends, no matter what the age.
That's true.
This book here, you have a wonderful illustrator, and is it your first book?
It's my first book. I met Dawn Bennett back 20 years ago at a copy place. And she had some illustrations laid out, and I went, these are beautiful. And she said, I'm an illustrator.
Right.
And I said, when I retire, I'm going to write a book. And she said, well, take my card. Believe it or not, I kept it for 20 years, the card. And I called her. She still did illustrations, and so she did them for me.
Now, you also say here in the book, each tree has its own adventure. Not only that, but you have 4 grandkids and 2 great-grandkids. Something tells me you're going to write some more books.
Oh, yes. I've already started my second one for my grandsons. And it'll take place in the same tree, just different pet, different kids, different adventure.
Different adventure. It is called Erin's Magic Tree Circus Adventure. It is on sale now. You can get it at Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. And there will be a reading and book signing with Joy Saturday at 11 a.m. at Barnes & Noble in Virginia Beach at Town Center. Joy, thank you so much for coming here today.
You're certainly welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.